Hello and welcome back to Cooking with Matt. We're going to be cooking, so I guess you know who I am. This week we are going to be barbecuing this 9 pounds of pork loin. But before we just jump into that, no, I know we don't have a sponsor this week.
Well, try this.
Try this. Nice. We're not allowed to say what it is because we don't have a sponsor. So first thing we're going to do is we are going to dab any excess blood and moisture off of this pork loin. Next, we are going to use some lemon pepper seasoning at the suggestion of my assistant chef. Now, because we're not smoking it, we don't want to totally coat and cover, just enough to get some good lemon pepper seasoning on there. Of course, flip it over and get that fatty side. Fatty like Maddie. And to liven it up a little bit, we're going to get some rosemary leaves on there. Not too much. Whoop. Just lightly spread it out for a little extra zing to the zing. And now we're going to go fire up the grill and we'll see you outside. Now that the coals have died down in the fire, time to put this 9 pounds of meat, fat side up, on the grill. So here we are, we're about to flip it over. Oh, it's looking good, but that's just an external, so you can already smell all that beautiful, the lemon pepper, the rosemary. You can smell it all cooking up in there. Now it's nowhere close to being done, but we're on our way. Now you can see the fat has kind of raised the fire a bit as it was melting down. So it's going to be a little bit tough up here. Now that we've gotten the fire to go back down, what we're going to do is we're going to put it, remember this is the fat side here. So we are going to put it fat side down on the upper rack of the grill. And with the pork loin now being on the upper rack of the grill, let's make some use of the bottom grill, shall we? I've got country style pork ribs. I seasoned one side with garlic powder, onion powder, salt, and pepper. Now we're going to put that seasoning side down. And then, like a true chef, we are going to do a little pepper on this side. These automatic grinders work so much better on the inside. Also got some garlic powder. We go into the other pocket and we've got some salt. And we've got some onion powder. Gonna close it down. Got more grill room. What do you say we put some more stuff on the grill? Since we do have the extra room on the grill, we're gonna put on some Johnsonville smoked sausage kielbasa. We'll also throw on some Johnsonville Polish kielbasa. And this one, I actually had to go to Google to find out how to pronounce it, is Johnsonville's andouille smoked sausage. What do you think? Should I turn them? I think you're right. I'm sorry, what did you say? You're right. I should raise that level on the coals. So after about 5 minutes, we are going to flip what we have dropped on the grill. And I don't mind telling you, this is smelling so good. I'm pretty sure our neighbors are getting jealous of smelling all this. All three kielbasas. Oh, look at that nice coloring. Beginning to separate on the casing on that one. Some nice coloring there. And again, nice coloring and slight separation right over here. We never seasoned the kielbasa because that's a part of the casing process. So we're going to keep everything going. So before we started this entire process, we had some rain come through our area. I guess it was late morning, early afternoon. So you can imagine what the humidity is like next to this grill, which is right now at about, we don't have a sponsor, right? Well, might as well stay hydrated. So all joking aside, hydration is a good thing, but we also want to make sure that we're not dehydrating our ribs. We want to make sure that they are 195 to 203 degrees. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and flip all these again. Oh, sure, after I talk about the humidity, now the cool breeze kicks in. In fact, we're going to bring this one over here to where the higher heat is. Let's see how the kielbasa is looking. Ooh, more beautiful color. You can see the splitting right here in that casing. That's getting real close to being done. This one here is beginning a little split on the ends. And this one is almost done. Do we dare look to see how the pork loin is doing? It's at 127 on that end. $122 on that end. And a balmy 138 on the middle. Let's go ahead and flip that over. Yeah, so it doesn't dry out on us. You can see that nice crust on that fatty side. 15-20 minutes later, we are going to check the temperature of these ribs. Remember, we want it to be 195 to 203. I'm going to go right in the middle here. $190. If I take it off the heat, the internal temperature will continue cooking. This one here, again, is right up at 190. This one that had broken. Oop, didn't get it in there. Trying to make sure I don't go through the meat and get the temperature of the coals. 191. And it was at 193. So it's beginning to look like these ribs are ready to come off the grill. That's 197. So that one is definitely within that range and does not need any further cooking for internal temperature. That one also 193. That's a 194, so there we go. We're going to take these ribs off the grill and let everything else continue to cook. Stick around for a second. So now we've taken the temperature of these pork ribs and seen that they are close to, if not within, the acceptable range. We're taking them off the grill. Look at that little guy. Also going to take the time, to flip these kielbasas again. Oh, these are looking so good and so close to being done as well. Got to say that these pork ribs, fresh off the grill, flavorful, nice and juicy. I hope the rest of this barbecue actually lives up to the way these ribs have started. So with one gentle swipe per kielbasa, each will come right off. And at this time, might as well bring this pork loin back down closer to the heat. So the internal temperature needs to be at about 145 degrees for this pork loin Isn't that looking beautiful? Don't want it running away, that's why I grabbed the tongs. Let's see what our temperature is in 3 spots here. It's still climbing at 141 and a half. As we stop at 141 and a half. Let's see what the smaller side is reading at. It's interesting how the smaller side is reading at 138. See what the middle is reading at. 133. Well, we're pretty much out of the coal that I had loaded up. So what we're going to do is we are going to continue this at 225 in the oven for about 15 minutes to a half hour to make sure that it comes up to 145. Stick around. After being in the oven now for about a half hour at 225 degrees, oh, I need something to actually be able to grab. Didn't think of that. $152. $157. This pork loin is now done and is coming out of the oven. Luckily, we have that cooling rack right there, so we're not putting it right directly on the countertop. Ooh, is that not looking absolutely delicious? We'll let it sit for a minute, and then we are going to enjoy dinner. Yes, I know we don't have the sponsorships that we would like, but you know, between the humidity out there barbecuing, running out of coal life once we lit it, I am a bit parched. So now we've got kielbasa, we've got pork loin, we've got pork spare ribs, country style. I'm hungry, y'all. So just remember, grab what you want to eat, get yourself a drink, throw a straw in it, suck it all up, and if you can't stand the heat, stay out of the kitchen.